Hello, beautiful people. Welcome. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Feliz jueves. Hoy es un buen día para tener un buen día. Welcome back to day 11 of 30 days of financial wellness with your favorite freedom and financial life coach, financial wellness coach, Coach Sapphire Star. If you're not ready to win with money, keep scrolling. If you're not ready to overcome the shame of money, keep scrolling. If you're not ready to get over the stress or eliminate the stress of living paycheck to paycheck, keep scrolling, Geechee. But if you are ready to win with money, you are ready to level up your money, your mindset, and your life, you are in the right place. Sidebar. You know what I find interesting in America is selective outrage. This administration on a daily basis spew destruction, division, divide, and Aryan nation rhetoric. And when that very gun or sword they wield in people's faces on a daily basis turn on themselves, folks be like, well, I don't normally post, but this ain't this and but don't all lives matter, I thought. Now, we had two lawmakers, and I'm not advocating for, I think it's crazy people out here laughing and joking and saying the things they're saying about someone losing their life. I think that's wild, but that's the culture that we are cultivating. That's the culture that we are creating because of the constant, I don't want to say leadership, because is there another word? The examples that leaders set in this nation. But we had some lawmakers gunned down, murdered. It wasn't a peep. I ain't heard nothing. Selective outrage. That's how you know all lives don't matter. That's my thing is keep that same energy. Keep that same energy when these things happen to others that don't look like you. All right, back to your regular tune station. Financial literacy, financial wellness. A couple of days ago, I introduced to you the STAR method, STARR, of achieving financial freedom and building wealth to create a life that you deserve and you desire. We talked about the S, which is shift your money mindset. We talked about the T, which is take action. Today, I'm going to share with you some tips and strategies on how to allocate your income strategically. This is the part of the framework where we create a plan of action. We shift our mindset. We believe that we can have, or we are who we think we are. We believe in having an abundant life. We believe and say to ourselves, I am worthy of wealth. Wealth and abundance is my birthright. Matter of fact, type that in the chat. Type that in the comment section. I am worthy of wealth. Wealth and abundance is my birthright. without a plan. Fail to plan, plan to fail. So now we got to be a little bit more strategic with our time, our money, our resources, and how they are aligned with the financial goals that we set for ourselves. And to allocate our income strategically is important for us to establish SMART money goals. SMART is an acronym, and it stands for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. What are your SMART money goals? For example, maybe you want to pay off a credit card debt. Maybe you want to save a fully funded emergency fund. Maybe you want to invest in real estate. Maybe you want to start a business. These are SMART goals, but not just the goals like what I just told you is specific, but did it meet the other criteria? I want to pay off $10,000 worth of credit card debt by the end of 2026. You see the difference? I want to start a business by the end of 2025. Once we create and establish these SMART money goals, we need a plan. We need a strategy. How are we going to strategically allocate our money to align with the very goals that we set for ourselves? Jim Rohn says, set a goal to become a millionaire. Not for what you get as a result of this, not the millions, but who you become as a result of creating that goal. Because obviously you setting goals that may stretch you outside of your comfort zone. It may take you into that fear zone, but guess what's on the other side of that fear zone? Growth zone. So it's important for us to create financial goals for ourselves. And once we have those financial goals, it's now time to budget. It's now time to say, okay, tell your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. And that's by Dave Ramsey, Total Money Makeover, which is the book I read to pay off $33,000 worth of debt, save to invest, fire my boss, and began traveling the world. I've been to 27 countries, showing others how to live freely by empowering their money mindset, mastering their finances, and owning their future through real estate investing. You must have a plan. And that very book then inspired me to write my own book, my own personal finance book. But it's not just, and this is Live Freely, Freedom to Work Whenever, Wherever available. You go to SapphireStar2rs.com and check out my book, paperback, ebook, and audiobook. But it's not just a personal finance book. It is a book of my personal story and how I went from a teen mom growing up in the projects of Savannah, Georgia. Shouts out to Garden Homes, Fred Wessel, H Village, Fraser Homes. I have to think about that one. I grew up in the project, but I also grew up on downtown Savannah. I'm about to go on a whole nother side tangent. Focus. But it tells that story, but also the how of what I did, the action, the plan that I took to do all the things and be able to create a life by design that I'm living now, and where I have the time and freedom to do what I want whenever I want. And most importantly to me is giving freely. I love to give my time. I love to give my resources. I love to give my knowledge because representation matters. And I always say, you know, my contribution to the Black Lives Movement, Black Lives Matter movement before it was weaponized is financial literacy. Someone left the gate open and I walked in like, what y'all doing in here? What y'all doing in here? Because, especially Black folks, we have $1 trillion spending power. Imagine if we shift that from consumers to producers. We no longer have to beg for a seat at the table. We can build our own table. We can create our own communities. Now, obviously, that's not without challenges, because obviously we've done that before. And what they do, they bomb it, they burn it, they shut it down. But I do believe as a people, we have opportunities to learn about different ways for us to build and it be sustainable. And with that said, the allocating of your income strategically begins with budgeting. It begins with savings. A budget is very simple. Keep it super simple. Get a piece of paper. How much money coming in? Income. How much money going out? Expenses. Income minus expenses equal residual. Residual is money left over. What you gonna do with that? If you got debt, pay the debt off. If you don't have debt, save a fully funded emergency fund. It's really that simple. What are your goals? Establish your goals, create a plan of action, make it happen, execute. If you need help, if you need guidance, contact me. This is what I'm here for. I'm a financial wellness coach. I partner with my clients. I help give accountability. I help customize strategies. I help, because most times we don't know what we don't know. So I provide the education to help you on that journey. But nothing else on my website, sapphirestar.com. You can sign up for my 2025 Money and Mindset Challenge to help you begin your financial wellness journey. Absolutely free. Tips and strategies straight to your inbox, 5 days. Easy, breezy, beautiful cover girl. Jason, thank you so much for joining the live. Thank you for all your support through the years. You definitely, I see you. I see you and I appreciate you. Starting organized chaos in the middle of the ocean in Hawaii during the pandemic. It's been a journey, but it's been one that I have learned a lot from. I've met amazing people. I've seen people do amazing things, and my faith in humanity is oftentimes restored when I meet people in real life around the world, in this country and outside this country. So my challenge for you today is to create a plan of action. Create one smart goal, one smart financial goal to help you get started on your financial wellness journey and make it happen. All right, guys, until tomorrow, always remember to be great. Sharing is caring. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I know it's not YouTube, but